Hey everyone, it's Kwai here. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can overcome your fear in cold calling. And we all tend to think that, cold calling sucks. It doesn't work. No one wants to be calling people, and no one wants to be cussed out. No one wants to feel that rejection and so forth. So in this video, we're going to try and deal with this thing called cold calling and overcoming your fear in doing it. So here's the thing, is that if you want to make money in sales, if you want to make a lot of money in sales, you got to cold call people. You got to call people. There's no way around it. You might be tempted to think, okay, I'm going to start an advertising campaign. I'm going to get some leads in. They're going to go to my webpage, and then I'm going to get some inbound leads. Then I'm going to pick up the phone and call them. Right? Yeah, and fine. That method is still going to work, as in you're only contacting warm leads. However, if you don't develop the skill of cold calling, which is talking to people who absolutely have no interest in talking to you, don't know anything about you, then you're missing out on a lot of income potential, and there's a lot of personal development in there as well, and there's also a lot of other opportunities that you're missing out on just by not cold calling people. So for example, let's say that you don't want to cold call people, you just want to just talk to people who are warm leads. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to spend lots of money. You got to spend a lot of money. You got to spend $1,000 in advertising. You got to spend $1,000 on web designers, developers, and so forth to set up the web pages, right? You got to spend a lot of money, and then with that money, then you're going to get some of your leads, and then you kind of call them up, and then you'll close more than you close a certain percentage of them, right? And they'll pay for your expenses. So that's one way of doing it. But however, with cold calling, imagine that if you had that skill of cold calling, being comfortable cold calling people, and overcoming those rejections, all those type of things, and closing people through cold calling, then you're essentially making profit without extending any expenses, because it doesn't cost much to make a cold call. If you're just paying $50 a month on your mobile phone bill, I think you can make unlimited phone calls, so it doesn't cost you anything to pick up the phone and call someone. So let's say that you started your own business and you need to bootstrap your own business. Well, the most affordable way to get clients is to cold call. All right. If you don't have any money and you're only bootstrapping, you're only starting your business with $50 or $100 or whatever it is, you don't have $1,000 to spend to get advertising, to get leads in. You have to figure out ways to get clients without spending any money. So the best way to do that is cold calling. However, unfortunately, I totally understand there's a huge fear with cold calling. There's massive fear because, and you're rightly to fear that you have the right to feel that way. I totally understand where you're coming from. So, but you need to look at it as the big picture, is that if you can finally overcome this fear of cold calling, if you can figure out how you can pick up the phone, talk to someone, they reject you, and you move on enthusiastic with the next phone call, then that's a valuable skill to have. So my tips for you trying to overcome cold calling, number one would just be to warm up. So just to warm up. So what you do is, yes, if you've got some inbound leads coming in, they're easy. You pick up the phone, talk to them, they already know you and they're already interested, so they're easy. So start off with the easy stuff. Start off with the inbound leads, the warm leads, and then eventually do your first cold call. Just do one cold call and let it go to voicemail. Okay, even though you haven't spoken to anyone, at least you've made that first baby step to make that cold call, and it's gone to a voice message. And then takes a bit of time, take some time to just recover. Okay, I did my cold call. All right, okay, it went to voicemail. Okay, all right, take your time, have a coffee and everything. And then try and do another one, leave another voice message, do another one, do another one, do another one. And eventually you're going to get the hang of just leaving voice messages through cold call. You're not making much progress as in making money through cold calling yet, but you're just making progress in getting more comfortable just picking up the phone, talking to someone who doesn't know anything about you. So you got to make those micro steps. The next step is just keep doing it. Do it regularly. Just pick up the phone, talk to someone, and then you're not going to get any results yet, but just keep doing it until you get comfortable just leaving voice messages. And then eventually the time will come when you actually do get through to the right person, when you get past the gatekeeper, and when you request that managing director's name and they actually get on the phone and talk to you. That first phone call, that first cold call, is going to be extremely scary. You're probably going to mumble, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to be thrown off, and they will sense it. They will know that you're scared. So and they'll definitely reject you. They'll reject you because they can feel the fear in your voice. They'll feel the uncomfortable, the awkwardness in your voice, and they'll know this, and therefore they'll shut you down. And that's okay. That's okay. You want to get to that level, and you want to keep doing it, and just keep doing, keep practicing, and you know where this is going. But after all this practice, you'll be able to book a meeting, and that's one of the most best feelings you can ever get, is that you picked up the phone, you got through the gatekeeper, you got on the phone with the managing director of a big company, you convinced them out of the blue to book a meeting with you within a few seconds, maybe a minute of conversation, and this could translate to X amount of dollars. Okay, it could be translate to 100K, 500K, 30K, 10K, whatever it is that you're selling. And when you finally get to that level, that's when you've graduated in this first step in overcoming your fear in cold calling. Because when you do that, you cement in your brain that you finally succeeded something within cold calling. Now, you haven't closed anything yet. If you might go through the meeting and they'll say, "Nah, I'm not interested." That's okay. Don't put yourself down. The most important thing is that you got to that level through a cold call. You didn't advertise, you didn't do anything, or you did pick up the phone and you spoke to this person. Now, once you get comfortable doing that, the next step, you need to look at cold calling as like climbing a mountain. You're climbing a mountain, but the next level you want to get is obviously to do 10 of them. You want to book 10 meetings through through cold calling. You could be making 100 cold calls to get one appointment, and that's normal. So that means you could be making 1,000 cold calls to get 10 appointments. Okay, but when that happens, if you get 10 appointments out of those 1,000 phone calls, 1,000 cold calls, I know it sounds quite a lot, then the probability, the law of averages states that a certain percentage will close. So if you've got 10 meetings, you close one of them, which is 10% conversion rate, done, you've made your money. And if you're selling a 100K product, 500K, 30K, 10K, $500, whatever it is it worth it? All you're doing is just pick up the phone, talk to people, pick up the phone, talk to people. That's all you're doing. And if you actually see the money in your hand, like if you go to the bank, withdraw the money, and you see the $1,000 sit on your desk, you realize you got that through cold calling. You picked up the phone, you spoke to someone, you have no idea who you are, you convinced them, you persuaded them, went through a presentation, did the demo, and here it is. This is what happened. This is my reward of cold calling. And that's when things start to change, because you finally overcome your fear of cold calling, and you're able to translate that into income. And then you become, wow, how many cold calls can I do? How much money do I want to make? And another tip is, I want to let you know that the fear of cold calling would never go away. It's like public speaking. You can get really good at it, but the thing is, people who do public speaking, everyone has a bit of nervousness. Everyone is nervous, and till this day, I'm still scared of cold calling. But it's not. I don't have all my fear's not gone. I still have a bit of fear. It'll always be there. Fear will always be there, no matter how many years you've been doing this. You can reduce the fear, but I don't think you can ever remove the fear of cold calling. It will always be there. So yeah, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just pick up the phone, take baby steps, get through the gatekeeper, leave a voice message, just play in the sandbox, just play around there, and then just have fun with it. Don't take it seriously. Obviously, the more phone calls that you make, the better you're going to get. And I want to leave you with a quote by what's his name? He wrote, Jeffrey Gitomer. He wrote the book Sales Bible. I'm reading this at the moment. He said that to get great at sales, you don't get great at sales overnight. You get great at sales by doing it every single day. So I highly encourage you to do cold calling every single day, and eventually you become great at it. Not overnight, but you will eventually become great at it, and you'll be able to reap all the results that you want, and all the rewards and opportunities that come with it. So hope you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.